I am confident enough to tell you that that fight is done, though. That fight is agreed all the way down to the date. That I do have a confidence to tell you. Jon Jones never backed down from that fight. That is not accurate. That was misreported. Jon Jones never said no to that fight. He talked about he was going to negotiate and he needed $30 million. He never got the phone call where he flinched, just so you know.
I do know what's happening. I have had meetings with the UFC, as we know. I have been sworn to secrecy for a little bit.
After months of rumors and uncertainty, Chael Sonnen has finally cleared the air that Jon Jones has not ducked Tom Aspinall, and the fight is happening. Sonnen confidently stated that the fight is already agreed to, as Jon Jones accepted the challenge, and now it's just a matter of setting the date.
You will not see Jon Jones fight and it not be Tom Aspinall. I can give you that as an assurance.
Chael Sonnen has made it clear that Jon Jones versus Tom Aspinall is happening, and it's even down to the date. Chael Sonnen said he's fully confident the fight between Jon Jones and Tom Aspinall is already set. According to him, both fighters have agreed, and all that's left is picking the exact date. He mentioned that while Jon Jones says a lot of things in public, when the UFC calls and tells him who he's fighting, he always accepts. Sonnen made it clear that he doesn't believe the rumors, but Jon has never turned this fight down.
So, Chael, are you breaking news right now that Jon Jones is fighting Tom Aspinall at International Fight Week? Are you confident enough to say that you think that's what's happening?
No, I am confident enough to tell you that that fight is done, though. That fight is agreed all the way down to the date. That I do have a confidence to tell you. International Fight Week would make perfect sense. I personally just, in my heart, I always thought they were going to go back to New York.
Jones said he needs 4 months. Now you're going to do it in...
I'm telling you, this Jon Jones business... Jones will say a lot of things to the media. When he gets that phone call, here's the guy you're fighting. Do you understand? Yes. And that is what he will say. All the other reports are not true.
Chael Sonnen said Jon Jones has been joking around, trolling, and even trying to negotiate through the media. But when the UFC called him about the fight, he said yes, no hesitation. Sonnen made it clear any report saying Jones refused the fight is false. He even joked that he wishes Jones had ducked Aspinall so he could call him out. But the truth is, Jon didn't back down.
Jon has come out, he's been a troll, he's had some fun, he even tried to negotiate in the media. Privately, he takes that phone call. It's yes or anything else that comes out of his mouth. Any answer that's not yes is not yes.
Chael Sonnen also confirmed this news in another interview, saying the Jon Jones versus Tom Aspinall fight is a done deal between the fighters. Contrary to media reports, both athletes have already agreed. The only thing missing is a date from the UFC. Sonnen made it clear that Jon Jones never backed down or said no. While Jones did talk about negotiating for $30 million, he never flinched when the fight was presented. According to Chael, the reports of Jones avoiding the bout are completely false.
Jones and Aspinall, is that going to be announced soon?
Yes. Jones and Aspinall is done. It's actually, contrary to the media, the athletes have agreed. It's the company doesn't have a date yet. The athletes, Jon Jones never backed down from that fight. That is not accurate. That was misreported. Jon Jones never said no to that fight. He talked about he was going to negotiate and he needed $30 million. He never got the phone call where he flinched, just so you know.
Tom Aspinall also told his fans that he understands everyone is eager for fight news, but for now, he's been sworn to secrecy. He confirmed that he's had meetings with the UFC and knows what's going on behind the scenes. While he can't reveal anything just yet, he encouraged fans to stay tuned to his and the UFC's channels. He hinted that news is coming very, very soon.
I know everyone wants fight news. But I do know what's happening. I have had meetings with the UFC, as we know. I have been sworn to secrecy for a little bit. So stay tuned, stay up with the channels, stay up with the UFC channels, of course, as always, as you guys always do. But there will be news coming, hopefully, very, very soon. But if you're going to ask me, I can't give the answer right now. But stay tuned, it's coming.
The UFC Hall of Famer Michael Bisping also confidently believes the fight will happen this year, saying it seems like Jon Jones is on board and the UFC is all in. He mentioned that the promotion have told Tom Aspinall it's a done deal and it would be a huge disappointment if the fight doesn't go down. Bisping is confident that this much-awaited clash is going to be happening in 2025 and most probably in Las Vegas.
Well, I definitely believe the fight will happen this year. Seems like Jones is up for it. Seems like the UFC want it to happen. I mean, they said to Tom Aspinall, it's a done deal. It's going to happen. And it would just be such a shame if that fight didn't happen. I think it's going to happen International Fight Week, Las Vegas 2025.
On the other hand, Aspinall also talked about their matchup and discussed a few points where Jon Jones holds the advantage. Tom Aspinall pointed out that one of Jon Jones's biggest advantages over his opponents is his dedication to studying tape, something Jones has talked about for years. Aspinall added that he's the same way. He and his coaches closely watch opponents to spot their habits, strengths, weaknesses, and how they react in different situations. From their takedown defense to how they move when they're tired, Aspinall emphasized that both he and Jones are students of the game.
One of the, and I'm saying this as a fan of Jon Jones, one of Jon Jones's biggest advantages that he has over everybody, and he says this on multiple interviews for multiple years, is that he's a tape studier, as am I. A massive tape studier. I watch the opponents, my coaches watch the opponents, pick up on the tendencies, pick up on what they like, what they don't like, what they're good at, when they're tired, what tires them out, how they're getting up off the bottom, how's the defense when you throw this shot, how do they react when you do this, etc. He loves to study opponents like this.
However, Tom Aspinall believes Jon Jones won't be able to study him like he does other opponents because there's simply not enough footage. He explained that his average fight time is the shortest in UFC history, just 2 minutes and 2 seconds over 10 fights, which leaves very little for Jones to analyze. Aspinall believes this will keep Jones up at night. He called himself a massive question mark, noting that while Jones has years of fight footage, all people really see from him is quick knockouts. That unknown, he said, works perfectly in his favor.
He has no chance of doing that with me because my average fight time is the shortest in UFC history at 2 minutes 2 seconds, over 10 fights, and that's something that keeps him up at night, that will keep him up at night for sure. I am a massive question mark for him, and I know a lot of his game. He's got a lot of octagon time over a lot of years. I've got next to nothing, next to no footage on me. He's out there and me doing anything apart from bouncing people's heads off the canvas, and he has no idea what to prepare for, and that is fantastic for me.
Meanwhile, the UFC welterweight fighter Carlos Pereira shared his thoughts, expressing his admiration for both Tom Aspinall and Jon Jones. He acknowledged Aspinall's skills, but made it clear that he's a huge fan of Jon Jones. He described Jones as the #1 fighter in the world, believing that no one can beat him.
Bro, you know, Tom Aspinall is really good, but I'm really big fan of Jon Jones, you know, and Jon Jones is the kind of guy, #1 in the world. Nobody can beat him. I don't know. I think Jon Jones.
Arman Tsarukyan shared his thoughts on this fight and believes Jon Jones can easily beat Aspinall with his striking. When asked how Jon Jones would fare against Tom Aspinall, Arman Tsarukyan said it would be one of the toughest fights in the division. To win, Arman believes Jones needs to stick to striking from long range and keep Aspinall at a distance.
Hey, how will Jon Jones do against Tom Aspinall?
I mean, that would be the toughest fight for sure of the division.
What do you think he's got to do to beat him?
He's gonna just strike him from the long distance. Just kick him.
On the same show, Marcus Buchecha Almeida said that if he were fighting someone like Tom Aspinall or anyone, really his strategy would stay the same. He'd try to take the fight to the ground and use his grappling, which he considers his strongest weapon. Whether it's the top guy in the arena or someone selling popcorn, the 13-time jiu-jitsu champion believes in playing to his strengths.
Is how you as a heavyweight will prepare for Tom Aspinall with your skills.
I would try to take him down and use my jiu-jitsu. I think my jiu-jitsu, I mean, not just against Tom Aspinall, but I mean, against any fighter that...
You have the game plan.
I mean, the guy that sell popcorn in the arena and the top guy of the arena, my strategy would be the same, you know?
Tap him out.
So, like, yeah, try to take the fight to the ground where I think I'm better than these guys, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Of course, they're great, but I have to try my best weapon, which is the grappling. You know?
Yeah.
On the other hand, Michael Bisping unleashed a bold declaration saying Tom Aspinall isn't just good, he's the baddest man on the planet. On the broadcast, he said it loud and clear. No man alive can beat Aspinall in a proper fight, and he wasn't speaking in metaphors. He meant every single word. With pure conviction, Bisping made it crystal clear that Aspinall is a once-in-a-generation monster, and there's nobody on this earth who can stop him.
I believe that beats anybody. I believe it beats everyone on this planet. He is the baddest man on the planet, for sure. That's why I said on the broadcast, I said, no man alive. No man alive can beat Tom Aspinall. Proper fighting man. And I mean that. I truly, truly mean that. He's got to be the next in line.
Michael Bisping further went on to discuss the potential matchup between Jon Jones and Tom Aspinall, praising Aspinall as the greatest mixed martial artist the sport has ever seen. He views Aspinall as the new generation of fighter, the future of the sport. While acknowledging Jon Jones's greatness and undefeated record, Bisping emphasized that everyone eventually meets their equal, and he believes Aspinall is that equal. Bisping noted Aspinall's incredible speed, agility, and technical ability, which make him stand out from most heavyweights, who are typically known for their strength and power but lack the same level of finesse.
Who wins? Jon Jones versus Tom Aspinall. I've actually had Tom Aspinall on the channel. I think Tom's a small favourite, isn't he?
Yeah, no, and he should be. He should be. Listen, Jon Jones is great, and you can't deny what he's done in the octagon, the career that he's had, and he's technically unbeaten. However, you know, everyone meets their match eventually, and I think Tom Aspinall's the new generation. He's the new breed, and he'll go down probably as the greatest mixed martial artist that we've ever had. He's elite as a heavyweight. A lot of the heavyweights, they're good, they're very strong, they're powerful, but they're not as quick and as agile and as technical as Tom.
The former UFC champion Jan Błachowicz also shared his opinion on the potential fight, saying that if it happens, he believes Aspinall has what it takes to win.
If that fight happens, I think Aspinall can do this, you know.
Chris Gutierrez also gave his take on the matchup, saying nothing lasts forever. While he respects Jon Jones, he would pick Tom Aspinall to win. The bantamweight fighter explained that Aspinall reminds him of what Jones used to be, young, explosive, and sharp. In contrast, Gutierrez feels Jones has slowed down, while Aspinall continues to rise.
It can last forever, man. I think, you know, if you're Jon Jones, if I had to pick, I would go with Tom Aspinall, just because he's younger. He is what Jon Jones used to be back then, you know, and it showed in his last fight. Jon Jones, he slowed down a lot, you know. So Tom is young.
The welterweight fighter Kevin Holland defended Jon Jones, saying the legendary fighter has earned the right to play it smart. Holland compared Jones's approach to that of Floyd Mayweather, noting that as Jones ages, he should take his time and fight when he's ready, especially against a young, hungry fighter like Tom Aspinall. He believes fans may not like the delay, but it's part of fighting smart and protecting a legacy.
On the Jon Jones thing, I'm going to stand up for him a little bit on this one. The dude's been around for a very long time, and he's fought a lot of people. Tom Aspinall is an absolute beast. Jon Jones is the greatest to do it in his time frame, and now he's actually doing it in a different time frame. You know what I mean? This probably should be Tom Aspinall's time frame. If I'm Jon Jones, I'm gonna play it like a Floyd Mayweather. I'm gonna play it like how these old school boxers played it. I'm gonna play it as smart as I can. Yeah, we may not like it. Yeah, it may suck. Yeah, we may want to see the fight tomorrow, but the older I get, the smarter I will play the game. You're fighting a young, hungry guy. Yeah, take your time. Fight him when you're ready.
Kevin Holland further weighed in on Tom Aspinall's frustration, saying Tom wants to fight immediately and isn't happy with the delay. He mentioned how Tom doesn't want to face anyone else for the interim title, but questioned why not if Tom's truly the baddest man in the world. He should prove it. Go knock out another guy. Keep doing what you do. According to Holland, nothing should stop you from getting paid, because in the end, the best always rise and prevail.
Tom wants to fight tomorrow. Tom's frustrated. Tom's upset about it. You know, it's like Tom's talking about, I will not fight another guy for interim. Why not? You're the baddest in the world. Go knock out another guy. Shouldn't be nobody in the way from you getting your paycheck, and it should be nobody in the way from you doing what you do. Because at the end of the day, the baddest in the world will prevail every single time.
Michael Bisping said he gave Tom Aspinall the same advice, telling him he's crazy for not wanting to fight anyone else. Bisping believes Tom would beat the rest of the division and should keep stacking up wins and cash while building his case.
I have said that exact same thing. I said it to Tom Aspinall when he said he didn't want to fight anyone. I said, you're crazy. You'll beat all these other guys.
You're gonna beat him. Yeah.
Stack up the money. Keep making your case.
Kevin Holland added that if he were Tom, he'd want as much experience as possible before facing someone like Jon Jones. He said it's better to build so much momentum that your opponent fears you, not the other way around. Holland pointed out that Jon is one of the rare fighters who can take long breaks and still come back to dominate, but most fighters don't have that ability.
If I'm Tom, I want all the experience I can get going into a fight with a guy like that. I want the guy to be so scared of me instead of me having to be scared of that guy, that there's nothing that he can do. For me personally, I love when I'm on a hot streak. I love when I'm going. I love when I'm rolling. A guy like Jon Jones has proved that he can sit down for a certain amount of time and come back and still f somebody up. A lot of people can't do that.
Moreover, Azamat Bakoev also shared strong support for Jon Jones, calling him the greatest of all time. The middleweight fighter said Jones makes elite opponents look like beginners and believes Tom Aspinall doesn't stand a chance. Bakoev argued that Jones is too smart and experienced, especially over 5 rounds, something Aspinall hasn't shown yet. He acknowledged Aspinall's power, but insisted Jon Jones is on another level and will win easily.
Nobody can. I like count Jon Jones like the best of all the time, because he making like his opponents look like beginners. I think Aspinall don't have a chance with Jon Jones. He's too smart for him. Like John Aspinall, we never see him in 5 rounds. We never see him with the smart guys. We saw him like only with like knockout guys. Even with Pavlovich, it could be like Pavlovich also could like knock him out too. But Jon Jones is different. 100% Jon Jones will go.
Meanwhile, Daniel Rodriguez expressed some frustration about how long the Jones vs. Aspinall fight is taking to finalize. He said if he were Tom, he might consider fighting someone else in the meantime, but he understands why Aspinall would wait, given how massive the fight is and the kind of money it could bring. While Rodriguez leans toward Jon Jones in the matchup, he also praised Tom Aspinall's movement, saying for such a big guy, he moves impressively fast.
Man, they're taking forever on that shit. But if I was Tom Aspinall, man, you fight somebody else, buddy, you know. But I understand how massive that fight is and the potential money it's gonna make. Of course, they're gonna wait around for it, but I'll probably go with Jon Jones on that, man. Although I have seen Tom Aspinall in training and how he moves like it. But big ass dude, he can move around. He goes fast.
Martin Tybura said the heavyweight division is better with Jon Jones in it because Jones brings a lot of attention and star power to the UFC. He believes Jones is still the biggest name in the sport and losing him would be a blow. However, Tybura also thinks it would be fair for Tom Aspinall to fight for the undisputed title. He added that both fighters are now using mind games and media tactics outside the cage to get under each other's skin and gain an advantage.
I feel like heavyweight division is still better with Jon Jones in it, because he brings attention. He's a bigger star right now in the UFC, and we love. I think it's better to still have him. Other hand is I think Tom would be fair for him to fight for the right belt, and now they just trying to, they use all the out of the octagon tools against each other a little bit, go under your skin somehow, make it hard for you. Stuff like this. So I think that's what Jones tried to do it now, and that's what Tom a little bit trying to do it now. And
Martin Tybura further said he really hopes Jon Jones versus Tom Aspinall fight happens. He believes it will be a massive fight, and the longer it takes, the more attention it will generate. Tybura also pointed out that the delay helps Tom Aspinall's name grow, especially by being linked to a superstar like Jon Jones. While Tom is already a big name, being mentioned alongside Jones only boosts his profile. Tybura hopes the fight gets made soon.
I really hoping this will happen. That's the thing, and it will be the huge fight. So longer it takes, it brings more attention, and also I think that brings more attention to Tom. Longer his name, because Tom is already big name for sure, but not as big as John. As long, the longer his name is put next to John Jones, better for him. But I hope we'll see it soon.
The stage is set, the rumors have been silenced, and now all eyes are locked on what could be the biggest heavyweight fight in UFC history. Chael Sonnen has confirmed it, and Jon Jones versus Tom Aspinall is happening, with both fighters already agreed. While Jones brings years of dominance and fight IQ, Aspinall stands as the biggest question mark he's ever faced, with unmatched speed and the shortest average fight time in UFC heavyweight history. Let's know about your thoughts on this highly anticipated fight in the comments section, and subscribe to our channel for more interesting content.